Welcome back. The government is all set to remove the MOPLAH rebellion leaders like V.K. Haji, Ali Musliar and 387 others from the Dictionary of Martyrs of India's freedom struggle. Now, this decision comes after a three-member panel of the ICHR reviewed the names of freedom fighters and stated that the Malabar rebellion was not an independent struggle but focused on religious conversion. Congress leader Dr. Shashi Tharoor has tweeted slamming the ICHR panel over the controversy, calling it shameful.
Joining us now is Sri Ram Madhav ji, is the National Executive Member of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Ram Madhav ji, namaste. 100 years since the MOPLAH riots, and at a remembrance function, you talked about this being a mindset, a Talibani mindset. It's not a group of people, and this has existed for more than 100 years, and it has manifested itself. Somewhere you have challenged those who account the MOPLAH uprising or the MOPLAH rebellion as perhaps one of the first uprising collective fight against British rule. Did it actually have anything to do with the freedom movement, or was it some other ulterior motive altogether?
No, firstly, one has to visit the contemporary accounts of the so-called MOPLAH rebellion in 1920s. The accounts of that period, not the whitewashed accounts of the leftists and liberal historians post-1970s, when an attempt was made to project those who were involved in that MOPLAH atrocities as freedom fighters. In 1971, suddenly the Kerala government had one fine morning declared all those people involved in MOPLAH riots as freedom fighters. But if you read the actual reportage of those incidents, whether in the British records or the views of the contemporary political leadership like Gandhiji, Ambedkar, Annie Besant, or even the fiction, the plays written about MOPLAH, if you read them in Malayalam and other languages, and more importantly, the media reports of that time, all of them highlight the fact that it was less of a revolt, less of a rebellion for freedom or anything, more of a communal pogrom, where thousands and thousands of houses were destroyed. Hindus were subjected to innumerable, difficulties, innumerable cruelties. They were killed. The women were subjected to huge harassment. Temples were destroyed. All this was recorded. No, you must remember that in 1921 there was no RSS or no Hindutva. It was a contemporary account of it, which is available even to this day. In 60s and 70s, the Western researchers who have studied the political evolution in Kerala have written about it. All this is there. And what the communist government in Kerala is doing today, in the name of 100 years celebration of MOPLAH rebellion, it's not actually projecting the real MOPLAH rebellion. Instead, a whitewashed version where villains become heroes.
But somewhere it's not just the left. Even Congress leader Dr. Shashi Tharoor has said that this is an attempt to communalize history. When you strike off the list of 387 people from the list of martyrs, they say it is a communal effort. A former ICHR chief has also come out and said that this is a political decision. Mr. Narayanan has said it's a political decision.
And I mean, probably Mr. Shashi Tharoor and Mr. Narayanan do not know that of the names that are being deleted, there are a number of Hindus. The names that are being deleted, the over 300 names, which have been inserted in the freedom fighters list, are being removed for historical reasons. And it was done by a committee of academics headed by one Professor Isaac from Kerala, not from any RSS leader in Delhi or Nagpur. It was an academic exercise. They came to the conclusion that they cannot be categorized as freedom fighters, and those names that are being removed included the number of Hindus. So how come it is communal then? It is trying to set the record straight.
Is our history not communal, Ram Madhav ji, or is there an effort to communalize, or should we accept? Because the country's partition happened on communal lines. This entire decade of 1920 to 1930 perhaps witnessed the most number of riots and a division between Hindus and Muslims in our country. So should we escape that? Should we not understand the depth of it and the intent behind that? Or is it time that the world actually knows? In fact, our country, the current generation actually realizes where we come from.
Yes, in Indian history, we have had certain horrendous chapters. One of them was this MOPLAH rebellion. and the history of appeasement that Congress leadership had pursued through the last 2 decades of our independence, which had ultimately resulted in a very horrible partition of this country. We have to learn lessons from that history only to ensure that we don't repeat those mistakes again. We don't let the country partition once again. For that purpose only, even we are saying, let us talk about the true history of MOPLAHs. Now, those who are trying to push the true history under the carpet, push the sins of all those MOPLAH rebellion leaders under the carpet, are the real communalists. Because for them, their vote banks matter, not history.
We give Sanjeevani, our effort here at Network 18 with our partners Federal Bank and of course health partners Apollo 24/7 and NGO partners United Way Mumbai to spread vaccine awareness. And let's talk about the vaccination drive across the country. We as a nation are inching closer to 60 crore vaccinations. Over 63.8 lakh people were vaccinated in the last 24 hours. Of these, nearly 42 lakh were administered with the first dose, while nearly 18 lakh people were given the second dose. Runjhun Sharma now joins us with more details. Runjhun, so the pace a steady one and the average itself is going up, not just of the first time recipients, but also the second dose administrations.
Yes, in fact, very soon, in a matter of days from now, Anand, we'll see that India will hit that 60 crore mark, and it really will be a milestone as far as the vaccinations in the country is concerned. What is expected in the coming few weeks is, and also because we've had some significant developments in the vaccine space, Anand, is that the vaccination pace, in fact, will further go up, considering we have a new vaccine now, which is Zydus. Remember, it has got the emergency use authorization. The company is hopeful that by September it will be able to manufacture and will be available in the markets, in the vaccination centers as well. Interestingly, this vaccine will also be administered to adolescents in the country, which is in the age groups of 12 to 17, for the very first time in India. So this also, of course, is a big development in the vaccine space, and hopefully for a third wave, India will be better prepared, because some section of the children, adolescents, and most probably the government is going to come up with the guidelines very soon, but children with comorbidities and disabilities will be vaccinated first.
Thank you for your inputs, Runjhun. Are sanitizers harmful? Do vaccines modify your DNA? Can they infect you with COVID-19? Are these some of the questions on your mind? There is a space now where all your answers can be, you can find all your answers, all your queries can be answered as part of Network 18 and Federal Bank's campaign. A WhatsApp helpline has been launched. All you have to do is WhatsApp on the number 7977773753 and you'll promptly receive your answers. Information which has been verified and cross-checked. So go ahead, WhatsApp your questions to 7977773753. To another interesting development recently, India's most advanced drone, Cyber One UAV, was launched at the International Police Expo in the national capital. The Cyber One, manufactured by UAV and anti-UAV manufacturer Indo Wings, was a state-of-the-art device with 360-degree radar sensor, 30x zoom camera, and over 65 minutes of flying time with a top speed of 80 to 100 kilometers per hour. So, along with usage in defense systems, this drone is said to be ideal for monitoring and mapping in sectors like mining, agriculture, forests. Paras Jain, founder and CEO, is with us. Paras, so congratulations on the innovation or the advancement, but take us through what this drone system can do. Can it also help us thwart drone attacks in the future?
Hi, Anand. Glad to be here. So this Cyber One drone that we have been working on since the past year has actually been identified as one of the most advanced drones in the country. This can fly up to 65 minutes and can be used by the commercial industry as well as the defense sector of our country. This drone is actually very lightweight and can be easily packed. The weight is it's just 1.5 kilograms, and can be taken by the forces at any kind of trading terrain. And so it has a very compact controller, so it does not really need a very heavy regular laptops or any multiple people to use this particular drone. So it's just one person, one touch drone, and it can solve multiple purposes.
But where do you find its use? Can it also come into counter UAV or counter attack mechanisms?
Yes, so there are two different products that we're working on. We also have an anti-drone system that we are launching this year for the country. This drone works on 4 gigahertz, and actually we are also working on a mechanism where can be unidentified with the various anti-drone systems used by the country.
But where do you see this technology taking us as a nation? Do you see more of the commercial viability? What was the response by the police? Internal security is also critical. So will these drone systems help man our streets too, patrol our streets too?
Definitely. Actually, this system is very well made for reconnaissance, surveillance, day and night surveillance by the police, by traffic police for monitoring the traffic, also for nighttime surveillance projects, for disaster management. So this product has been identified as one of the leaders in the market. We do a lot of crowd control, and we have been working with various police departments to test this UAV for real-time usage of the drone and also for the commercialization of the drone market. So now after the launch of this drone, we definitely see the drone market to be commercially opening up, and people starting new businesses of drones as well. As to the various policies by the Prime Minister of India, for example, Survey of India. So we definitely using our product for mapping the whole nation, and also for agricultural mapping using hyperspectral, multispectral cameras and the LiDAR sensors that we have.
Paras, all the very best to you and your team. Congratulations on this innovation, and let's hope drone technology does help India achieving its growth potential and also the goals that have been set. Thank you very, very much for speaking with us here at CNN News 18.
Thank you for having me here.
We're going to take a very, very short break. When we come back, Narayan Rane has spoken to CNN News 18. Stay with us.